Caleb Williams will be making his debut as a Chicago Bear this Saturday against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. Will the Chicago Bears win this game? What should we look out for? Watch this video to hear my thoughts. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears pregame prediction video, which I'll be doing before every single Bears game this year, including the regular season and the postseason too, hopefully, if we make it. So subscribe to my channel to hear my thoughts before and after each game. This video is sponsored by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. More on them in a little bit, but yeah, the time has come. Okay, tomorrow, our new rookie quarterback will be taking the field for the first time in a Chicago Bears uniform. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty nervous and excited for this game. Obviously, I'm a little bit nervous because I know the national media, even Bears fans, are going to be overreacting to whatever happens in this game. If Caleb throws, a pick, they're going to be overreacting to that. If he throws a touchdown, they will definitely be overreacting to that as well. So, no matter which way the game goes, Bears fans will be sure to overreact. I know it is only preseason though, so at the end of the day, none of this even means that much in the long run. But I still want to see Caleb go out there and have a good debut, in a Chicago Bears uniform. I'm not sure how long he's going to be playing. Matt Eberflus did not say how long the starters would be playing, but if I had to guess, he's going to be playing 2 drives, maybe the whole first quarter if we get a little bit lucky. I know that the Buffalo Bills do plan on playing starters for the first quarter. At least Josh Allen is playing for the entire first quarter, so we should be getting a good test on defense, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But Caleb also should be getting a good test in this game if he is in for any amount of time, which he will be against a top-level defense in the NFL. Okay, the Buffalo Bills last year were ranked number 4 in terms of points allowed per game. I know they lost a couple of guys. They also lost a smart defensive mind in Eric Washington, who's now on our side, the Chicago Bears, our new defensive coordinator. So it's going to be a pretty good test for Caleb. Like, this is no slouch of a team. It's a very good team. It's a contender, and they're going to have starters in for the first quarter. So Caleb is going to be going out there and playing against a pretty damn good team, and I'm really curious to see what the game plan is going to be for him. Okay, I think they're going to start out with some easier concepts, obviously, to get his nerves out. I'm not sure how nervous he is for this game. Caleb has played in a lot of big-time games in college football, so he's kind of used to the pressure, but this is a whole different ball game now. Okay, the NFL is so much different than college football was, and I'm sure he's going to be at least a little bit nervous before this game. So I can guarantee you the first play from scrimmage for the Chicago Bears is going to be a running play. Okay, I can guarantee that. They're probably going to run the ball on the first play, but I do think Caleb is going to get the chance to throw a decent amount in this game as well. Okay, we have all of our receivers out there. I think they're all going to be out there, right? Like, Rome should be out there. DJ Moore should be out there. Keenan Allen should be out there as well. Komet is healthy. Gerald Everett is healthy. Like, there's no playmaker that's not going to be playing in this game. There is the question of the offensive line, but I do think our week 1 starting offensive line should all be playing in this game. Okay, we got Braxton Jones at left tackle. He should be playing. Tevin should be playing. Coleman Shelton should be playing. Ryan Bates should be playing at guard. And yes, now at this point, I'm kind of anticipating Ryan Bates starting week 1 for the Bears because Nate Davis cannot be relied upon. So Bates should be playing, and Darnell Wright also should be playing. So technically, you do have your starting offensive line out there that you're probably going to start week 1. So there should be no reason why Caleb is not throwing the ball down the field at points in this game. Again, like I mentioned, it's probably going to be easier concepts. You don't want to show the entire playbook to your opponent because these games do not matter in the slightest, but you do want to try to get some positive momentum in these games to carry it forward when the real games do begin. Like, you want Caleb to gain some confidence in these games and kind of get the feel of what the NFL level is going to be like, what NFL teams are going to be throwing his way. Again, the Buffalo Bills also are not going to be revealing their entire defensive game plan, probably. Like, they're not going to be throwing a bunch of disguised coverages and crazy blitzes his way, probably, but it's still a test, okay, against a defense that was ranked pretty highly last year and against an actual NFL team that's not his teammates. Like, his teammates in practice are not trying to take his head off, but the opposing defenses in the NFL will be trying to take his head off and destroy him. So it's certainly going to be a different type of atmosphere he's going to be playing in than he's used to in practice. But these reps are very vital for him because he's going to really need them to be prepared for life in the NFL. So depending on how long Caleb plays, I'm just hoping to get some type of scoring drive out of him. If it's a field goal, fine. If it's a touchdown, really good. That'd be ideal. If he goes down there on this first drive and scores a touchdown. But again, he is a rookie quarterback. There's going to be somewhat of a learning curve. So am I expecting a touchdown on the first drive? Probably not. I would like to see one though, because it would show me that, Shane Waldron, these receivers, this offense in general is, prepared for, what life in the NFL is going to be like. But if I don't see it right away, that's fine. Okay, I'm personally going to be patient. I'm not sure about you guys, but I'm personally going to be patient and wait to see this whole thing through. Okay, it's going to be a process, and it's going to take a little bit of time. So, we'll see what happens in this game with the offense. I'm also curious to see how the offensive line does, obviously, which I mentioned. The starters should be playing in this game, and if they're allowing pressure like crazy, I would be a little bit worried going into the regular season, because even though, again, it is only preseason, offensive line play kind of is translatable from preseason into the regular season, right? Like, you're still going pretty hard in preseason games, maybe not a full 100%, but like blocking is kind of transferable. If you're having bad blocking in the preseason, it's probably going to continue in the regular season. So, I would be nervous if our offensive line is like completely getting destroyed, because in the regular season, that could be a problem as well. And we don't want a bad offensive line in front of a rookie quarterback. And then talking about some of the other guys, I do think DeAndre Swift should be getting some carries in this game. So I want to see what type of juice he brings to the backfield. He's definitely a different type of back than we have in Roschon Johnson and Khalil Herbert. He's more of a pass catcher. So I want to see if we target him at all in the passing game and what type of stuff he can do, after the catch. But switching over to the backups in this game that should be playing. So Tyson Bagent should be getting the second quarter and maybe even longer. And then it's going to be Brett Rippon and then Austin Reed after that. Now, there could be a battle going on for the QB2 spot. Okay, in the last game, Brett Rippon looked pretty damn good. So I want to see if he can continue that performance, against the Buffalo Bills defense. Obviously, he's going to be going up against third stringers at that point. So how much you really take away from that, I'm not really sure. But Tyson Bagent, does need to keep on having good performances. Last game, he barely did anything because of, lack of playing time. But I want to see Tyson Bagent do more in this game and kind of show off some of the things he showed off in the prior preseason last year, which really, inserted him into the QB2 spot for the Chicago Bears in 2023. And if Tyson wants to keep that job, he's probably going to have another pretty good preseason. And then talking about some of the backup receivers, obviously Colin Johnson. I want to see if Colin Johnson can have another strong game and really cement himself as, receiver number 6 on this team. I want to see Velus Jones, what he does in this game, because Velus should be getting some carries in this game, according to Matt Eberflus. I'm not sure if that's going to be with the first team, probably with the second team, but if he does get some carries, I want to see some big explosive first downs. I want to see ball security, most importantly. Okay, do not fumble the ball. If Velus fumbles the ball, it's going to be very difficult to give him any carries in the regular season games, but I'm hoping for the comeback story, because that would be fantastic if Velus can turn his career around. And then talking about some of the other backups, obviously I want the backup offensive line to do well as well, because having good depth on the offensive line is very, very key. And in the last game, the Hall of Fame game, they actually played pretty good. The backups did on the offensive line, so I want to see if they can continue that performance against a stronger backup Buffalo Bills defense. So those are my thoughts on the offense. And before I switch over to the defense, I do want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Bet US Sportsbook and Casino, because guys, if you don't have an account with them yet, highly recommend signing up. There's a link in my description box in the pinned comment as well. They have a 125% sign up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. They have the fastest payouts in the industry and live wagering on basically every single game you can think of. A really cool bet I found on there right now is the Bears to make the playoffs. Okay, right now, currently, it's -120. And I think that if Caleb can have a good rookie season, if our offensive line can be decent enough, if our defense can be top 10 like it was in the back half of last season, this bet is certainly possible to hit, right? Like, I think the Bears do have a somewhat decent shot at making the playoffs, right? So I might be making that bet if you guys want to as well. The link to sign up is down below. You can bet on the Bears to not make the playoffs too if you're more pessimistic than a lot of us are. Feel free to make that bet, whatever sails your boat. But again, thanks for Bet US for sponsoring today's video. But getting back to the defense now, I'm also looking for the defense to have a good performance in this game, because they're going up against a really good quarterback in Josh Allen. Okay, Josh Allen, in my opinion, is a top 5, top 3 quarterback probably in the NFL when he is at his best. And the Buffalo Bills don't have the same weapons they had in years prior, but they still have solid enough weapons. Like, they added Curtis Samuel, they drafted Keon Coleman, they still have Khalil Shakir, who has been having a pretty good training camp so far. So if all the starters are playing, like, this is a tough offense to deal with. And I want to see our defense get pressure on the quarterback. Okay, that was the big deal last year in the preseason. Like, our defensive line was really bad in the preseason last year, and that carried over into the regular season until we got Montez Sweat, right? So again, I think that line play, offensive and defensive line play, is pretty transferable from preseason into the regular season. So whatever we see out there might be what we get in the regular season. Now, Montez Sweat maybe will not be playing in this game because he has been missing a lot of practice. So that could be a big factor if we're not getting pressure on the quarterback. That probably is a reason why, but I do want to see Gervon Dexter step it up and guys like DeMarcus Walker step up in place of a Montez Sweat. And we're also going to be losing some guys in the secondary. So Kyler Gordon obviously has not been practicing for a long time. I do not expect him to play. Jaquan Brisker also has been missing from practice for some time. Tyreek also has been missing a couple practices. So not sure how much of our secondary is actually going to be playing in this game. If we only have, you know, complete backups out there, then I'm not going to be too surprised if Josh Allen goes down the field and scores pretty quickly. But I'm still hoping to see at least some positive things if only the backups are out there. Like, at least get one stop. Don't let Josh Allen score 3 times or 2 times. You know, score touchdowns multiple times. Like, that would be pretty bad. But yeah, that's the starting defense. Looking at the backup defense, they're going to be going up against our old friend Mitch Trubisky. Okay, Mitch Trubisky is the Buffalo Bills, I believe, primary backup quarterback. I think he is QB2, so he should be getting a good amount of reps in this game. And you guys remember, Trubisky destroyed us in the last matchup we had against him in 2021, Justin Fields' rookie year. Justin Fields got rocked in that game. If you guys remember, his helmet even came off, and that was a game that Trubisky went off for, I forgot how many yards, but he scored a crazy amount of points on our defense. I was at that game watching, and it was not fun. So I hope our backup defense has more pride this time going up against our former quarterback. Not just for the reason he's our former quarterback, but just because the backup defense wants to, you know, secure their jobs in the NFL. You know, you want to see CB5, CB6 making big time plays, whoever that ends up being, because they may be called upon in the regular season with how many injuries we have had in the secondary. And I really want to see something out of Zach Pickens, a 3rd round pick from last year, because he did not do much of anything in the last game. Like, he got pushed around a lot in the Hall of Fame game, which is not a good look going up against backups, right? So, you know, if Zach Pickens does want to make it in the NFL, he's going to have a better performance in this game and get some type of pressure on the quarterback, maybe get a sack, maybe get some plays, you know, against the run. Because right now, you know, he's not looking like a good 3rd round pick because he's barely done anything, right? He was the first pick in the 3rd round, but not provided the Bears with much of anything up to this point. I also want to see something out of Dominique Robinson. Okay, if Dominique Robinson wants to make the team, he's going to have to get a sack. He's going to have to get, you know, pressure or like do something, right? Because Dominique also has done very little for the Bears besides getting a sack in week 1 during his debut against Trent Williams, out of all people. Okay, he beat the best tackle in football, but then did nothing after that. So, you know, if Dominique wants to make the team, now is a time to step up. And I want to see good things out of Austin Booker, the rookie, as well, because he had some flashes in the last game. If he can turn those flashes into actual, you know, production, actual sacks, that would be a pretty good thing as well. So, you know, hoping for good things out of the Bears defense. And then on the special teams, I just want to see a couple fantastic punts out of Torrey Taylor. Okay, hopefully we don't punt the ball too much. Okay, I always want to see the offense scoring. But if we do see a punt here or there, hopefully Torrey nails them, you know, inside their 10, 5-yard line and shows off the fantastic leg he's been showing off in training camp so far. But getting to my score prediction, guys, who do I have winning this game? I have the Chicago Bears beating the Buffalo Bills by a score of 24-17. I don't have any reasoning for these prediction videos in the preseason because I'm not sure how much the starters are going to play. I'm not sure when the backups are going to come in. So, like, it's impossible to predict anything in these games. But the Bears have been winning a lot of games in the preseason under Matt Eberflus. So, for whatever reason that is, I think that's going to continue in this game. And I think that Caleb will score a touchdown. Okay, he will score 1 touchdown in this game, make us Bears fans happy, and then come out, you know, pretty soon after that. But if he can get that 1 touchdown, at least like a field goal, I'd be happy. But with a touchdown, I'd be very, very happy. So I really hope he gets that 1 touchdown. And I'm going to predict it's going to Keenan Allen. Okay, Keenan Allen will be catching Caleb Williams' first touchdown in the preseason. But let me know what you guys are predicting in the comments down below. Do you guys think Caleb will score a touchdown? Do you guys think the Bears will win this game? Let me know down below. I'll be back with a reaction video right after the game ends tomorrow. Thank you to BetUS again for sponsoring today's video. As always, guys, bear down.